Stop studying, start training your brain. Let me begin with something that may challenge how you see intelligence. Dear busy professional. Most professionals are not suffering from a lack of information. They're busy professionals. That's not a problem. It's not a lack of information that's a problem. What they are lacking is a lack of brain condition. And I need that to sink in right now. We are living in the age and time when information is everywhere. We're living in the most information rich era in the entire human history. There are books everywhere to be read. There are podcasts everywhere you can listen to. There are courses, there are master classes, there are certifications, there are webinars. Before you can catch up this webinar, another one has come. Yet, we still see a very saddening situation. And personally bothers me because we see, notice, and see that many intelligent people still struggle. They still struggle with mental fatigue. They still struggle with slow thinking. They still struggle with poor recall. Many busy professionals are still struggling with low focus. They are seeing that decision exhaustion is becoming a daily routine. They are daily exhausted from taking decisions. We still see mental fog, brain fog. So the question is no longer, are you learning? The real question is your brain being trained to perform? Is your brain being trained to perform? Because studying fills notebooks. But you see, when it comes to training, training rewires neurons. There's a massive difference between studying and training. And that's why today's conversation is somewhat controversial, I know. It is something that will bother you, I know. But let me even say this loud and clear. Dear busy professional, stop studying, start training. Hello and welcome to the Smart Short Break series today. And I am Leslie Grace, the confidence coach. I help you master confidence smartness through smart reading, smart thinking, smart speaking. It is a beautiful February 17th, a beautiful afternoon, I beg your pardon, a beautiful Tuesday afternoon from where I'm streaming from Nigeria, West Africa. And yes, we go live Mondays to Fridays at 1 p.m. West African time. Share this live with a busy professional like you. This is the best place you should spend your short breaks during your work time, Mondays to Fridays, just 1 p.m. to 1:30. Come in here, spend some good time, getting some smartness into your brain, and move, and your day will become smarter. You're welcome. Share this love with someone that should be here. That person who thinks that all I need is to study, study, study. Yet the brain is not functioning the way the desire, the speed, the stamina, the creation level, the desire for their brain to function at is not really there. Share this life with that person. Let's get into the conversation. The kind of value we give for free here every single day, it is amazing. I know, even though I say so myself, but it's okay. We are called for this. We are sent for such a time as this to help busy professionals master confidence smartness through smart reading, smart thinking, and of course, smart speaking. Let's move, shall we? Information makes you knowledgeable, but training makes you dangerous. And in this age when AI is getting dangerous and more dangerous, you need to come in with dangerous. You need to come in dangerous as well, I beg your pardon. Don't just come in full of knowledge, information, knowledge. Your brain is not a storage device. Write it down. Write it. My brain is not a storage device. Dear busy professional, write it down. My brain is not a storage device. My brain is not a storage device. Your brain is not a storage device. Your brain is a performance organ. What does this mean? This means that if you do not train your brain intentionally, it will default to efficiency, not excellence. And I know you as a busy professional. What you want is not just an efficient brain. If you want an efficient brain, you wouldn't be on this line. You wouldn't be looking for something on YouTube to get your brain to function better. So stop studying. Start training your brain. That is the most important productivity tool on the earth. It's not your MacBook. It's not your Apple Tab. No. It's not even your latest iPhone 17. It is your brain. That's the number one productivity tool there is in the world. But you know what? Your brain loves shortcuts. So what your brain does is automate behaviors. The brain loves to preserve energy. And that's why untrained brains will just drift. It will drift towards scrolling, it will drift towards distraction, it will drift towards shallow thinking, it will drift towards mental laziness. Not because the person is unintelligent. No. In fact, I've seen that many busy professionals fall into this trap who are smart people, really smart professionals. This is just February 17th. And already this year you've attended conferences. This year you've bought books. This year you've highlighted things. You've done a lot. But you know what? Highlighting is not neural transformation. We're talking about neural transformation. We're talking about brain transformation. Attending conference does not equal brain transformation. Most of us go for these conferences to just study. That's why I said, you see, this way you will stop studying. At the end of this life, you realize the difference between studying and training the brain, and you stop studying. I want you to start training your brain. Because at the moment when you need to take certain decisions for your company, it's not what you have studied alone that will help you. It's about how you have trained your brain. How can that brain think? Let me tell you one hardcore truth. This you want to hear it. If you want to hear it, put the comment section ready. I want to tell you a very hardcore truth. Heavy truth that will hit you in one kind of way like that. Do you know what that truth is? Reading is not brain training. Busy professionals are about to drag brain. Reading is not brain training. Exposure, exposing your brain, exposing your mind to books is not conditioning. Let me say this well. A well-fed brain can still be poorly trained. A brain that you fed with books can still be a brain that is not well trained. That is where performance collapses. That's what you need to understand. That's what you need to understand. There are professionals who know a lot. As you can see and hear me, there are many of you who know a lot. You are smart, you do it, but you cannot think fast under pressure. That's when you know if your brain is trained or not. It's not just about books that you've read. There are leaders who read often, but they can't articulate clearly. They are struggling to articulate. We see everyday intelligent people whose brains get tired too quickly. Anything you tell them to do, that they can't be in meetings. Why are we having a meeting for 1 hour? Why are we talking? Why do you want us to think? If you're a team lead, maybe you call a group of people and you say, can we just think about this? They already team lead, just think about it and tell us what you want. They don't want to think. Do you know your brain was never conditioned for stamina? It was never conditioned for clarity. It was never conditioned for speed. Your brain was conditioned for a training. For a training. It's after it is trained that you now get stamina, speed, all of those things as well. So I'm going to be giving you 5 shifts that you must do if you want to move from studying to training. I need you to stop that studying. I want you to get to a place of training your brain. I'll give you 5 shifts to make. I call it the shift framework. I can move you from study to training. Number 1, shift from consumption to activation. Stop being a passive consumer of information. You read the book, The Power of the Subconscious. I read that book 3 weeks ago. Let me ask you, what did you do with that knowledge? How did you activate that knowledge? Do you know I read The Power of the Subconscious and I went to rearrange my timer in my phone. I put on some time blocks where I do some subconscious rewiring activities every single day, ever since I read that book. But you know, when you have not trained your mind, you think that it's just about consuming this. Oh, I've read the book, The Power of the Subconscious, and then what? And then what? After you finish reading, teach it. You know, that's the beauty about our inner circle program, the book we just wrote from Smart Speakers Academy. Because one thing we have mastered is how to teach the knowledge again. Oh, we have mastered it. We have mastered it. We have a book breakdown system that helps you as a busy professional when you are done reading. With the book breakdown system, you can explain, you can teach what you have read in no less than 3 minutes, in no more than 3 minutes, no more than 3 minutes. When you are done studying, don't study and be there. Get into activation. How? Teach it. Teach it someone. You don't know how to teach. Join the book readers group. We'll show you how to do what we call a book breakdown. A book breakdown is how you move a book from the place of study to the place of a breakdown, to the place of an activation. So when you finish reading the book, teach it. When you finish reading the book, write about it. Write about it on your social media. Get into a conversation with it. Debate it. By all means, in 24 hours, apply it. Because your brain does not respect any knowledge that it does not use. Hey, it does not respect it. All those scientific names of plants that they taught you in primary 6 or maybe in primary 5 or maybe in SS1. What did you do with knowledge? Okay, what's the botanical name of Odara? I thought they taught it just one. Tell me the scientific name of. Okay, that one you may know it. I wanted to say pawpaw, but I remember Karika papaya, something like that. So you know that one. Tell me the botanical name of pineapple. Most of us cannot remember. Why? Your brain does not store information that does not put into use. Are you training your brain or your study? Are you training your brain or your study? Unused knowledge gets automatically deleted from the brain. Yes. That's why it feels like when you just read. I mean, we talk about reading trauma, yeah, in January. And that's why when you just read out of force, you're traumatized to read that book, exams are coming. After the exams, your brain just deletes that information. Unused knowledge gets deleted. Unused knowledge gets deleted. Not because your brain is faulty, no, because your brain is efficient. What an efficient brain does is to delete unused knowledge. That is what an efficient brain does. That's what an efficient brain does. Shift number two. So shift number one, move from studying to activating. Shift number two, move from knowing to thinking. What most busy professionals are doing is they're just chasing answers. Chasing answers. Don't just know, think. High performance are training their brains for thinking. See, let me tell you this. When next you read something powerful, do not rush forward. Ask yourself these 4 questions so that you're not just knowing, you're thinking. Remember, number one, I said move from studying to activating. Number two, I said move from knowing to thinking. How do you do that? Ask yourself these 4 questions every time you are done reading. Ask yourself, number one, what does this mean? This knowledge I just got now, what does it mean? What does it mean to me? What does it mean? Number two, where does this apply in my life? I told you I read the book, The Power of the Subconscious by Joseph Murphy. When I was done, I looked at my time and I said, oh, this subconscious, where does it apply in my life right now? Where do I need to apply? I've always known about the subconscious. Interestingly, reading that book showed me so many things that I've been able to unlock in life using the subconscious, right? So I now knew I could relate to subconscious everything. It's powerful. But I asked myself, where do I need to apply it now? I remember sharing it with my friend. And I said, I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing right now. So you join me on this thing. Let's do this. And she jumped on it immediately. What am I saying in essence? What I'm saying is this. You read, but you're not at a place of knowing, at a place of thinking. Where does that apply? So for me, I knew where I needed to apply the subconscious. And I set a timer. There are certain things, some certain assignments they give in that book. I set a system for applying it daily. Number three, ask yourself from that book you're reading, do I agree? That tell you that the subconscious can heal the sick. That tell you that from the subconscious that success, failure, accidents, miracles, everything that happens in life comes from the place of subconscious. Do you agree? That is you thinking. Yes, you need to ask yourself, do I agree with this author? Because at the end of the day, books are simply someone's idea, someone's conception, someone's belief, someone's perspective. So you want to ask yourself, do I agree? Number four, you want to ask yourself, what are the second level implications of this? Back to the book I was talking about, the power of conscious. I needed to tell myself what are the second level implications of this. The implication of the subconscious is that you sound somewhat mad to the regular people. Yeah. Do you know that Jesus was so subconscious? He was so conscious of the subconscious that the Bible said Jesus knew inside Christ is his ignorance. He knew. Ah, but this level, you can't get into it without reflection. That's where intelligence happens. Reading loads the brain. Thinking upgrades it. Write it down. Reading loads the brain. Thinking upgrades it. Write it down. I need you to write it down. Reading loads the brain up. But you see, thinking upgrades it. So, shift number three. Let us move. Our last sessions are usually the one of 30 minutes, so you want to hit the subscribe button if you can hear and see me now. Hit the like button, share this out with someone that should be here. Someone who needs to stop studying and start training their brain. Have we shared this out with someone that should be here? Can I continue? Put in the comment section for me. Yes, coach, you can. Shift number three, move from speed reading to speed thinking. Move from speed reading to speed thinking. Sorry about that. If you just heard my timer go, that is part of the systems I put in place for the power from the book, The Power of the Subconscious. That book is a good book, by the way. You can read it. Shift number three, shift from speed reading to speed thinking. Powerful is speed reading, yeah? But speed thinking is not for everybody. It's for elites. But I want to ask you a question. What is the use of reading fast if the brain cannot process fast? What's the use? What's the use? Let me even know in the comment section. Put it for me. Smart reading, speed reading, or speed thinking? Which one do you prefer? Let me know in the comment section. And I'll show you how to unlock it. Which do you prefer? Speed thinking, of course. Speed thinking, of course. You need to train your brain to summarize quickly. You need to be able to train your brain to spot patterns. Your brain must be able to spot patterns. You need to be able to train your brain to connect ideas. You need to be able to train your brain to make decisions faster. See, mental speed is a conditioning. It's not a personality trait. It's not a genetics competence. No. Mental speed is a condition. There are 7 conditions. And I group these conditions into 7. Food conditioning, drink conditioning, word conditioning, scripture conditioning, habit conditioning, journal conditioning. There are about 7 core areas of conditioning for the human brain. Because the beautiful thing about the human brain is the neuroplasticity of the human brain. The human brain is trainable at any stage of life. I was reading the book, The Power of Subconscious by Joseph Murphy, and he talked about how his dad in his 60s went to learn a new language. Learned it, and in 5 years, he was already a master that he was helping people navigate that language. So the beautiful thing about the human brain that God made is that the human brain is trainable at any stage of life. That's the good thing. Get the 7-in-1 smart brain bundle. That's where I put in the 7 systems in one. The 7 conditions I talked about. So inside the 7-in-1 smart brain bundle, you get a 31-day brain food menu. You get a 31-day brain drink menu. You get a 31-day brain affirmations. Some of you don't know that there are words you have said. And remember what I said. A smart brain is conditioned. It's conditioned. It's conditioned. As a man thinketh, so he is. Whatever you shall have what you say. There are words you have already spoken to your brain that's making your brain function at the level it's functioning at. Now, there are certain brain informations you can use to correct any error and make better what is already working good. There are scriptures for the brain. Then there's journaling. There are daily habits. There are practice for the brain. So the question is, are you going to? So you already told me that you're going to go for speed thinking over speed reading. Do you want to start that right now? You should start that right now. Shift number 4. Move from mental activity to mental stamina. Again, stop studying math. Start training your brain. Mental stamina is not mental activity. Mental activity is reading. Have you ever noticed how some people think clearly for 10 minutes? Just 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes and they get tired. Their brain is tired. That's not intelligence. That's endurance failure. The brain can do some mental activity, but it does not build mental stamina. Hmm. Your brain needs stamina, just like your body. Your brain needs stamina, just like your body. Your brain needs stamina, just like your body. And stamina is built through daily cognitive demand, deep reading, focused work, reduce distractions, intentional problem solving. Do you know, dear busy professional, that comfort weakens the brain? Putting yourself, as we're talking brain food, now somebody's already saying, let's not go there now and go and see boring foods because I want to be my brain. I don't need comfort. Comfort weakens the brain. Yes. When we're talking brain exercise, it's not going to be comfortable. It won't be comfortable. I have come to realize that comfort weakens the brain. Do you know what comfort is? Sitting still. Check this YouTube channel. There's a video, I think it was last week or so, that I talked about brain energy formula. And one of the days I talked about that one of the brain energy formula is oxygen flow, movement of the body. But you know, it's very comfortable to sit on a chair all day long. Very comfortable. Lie in your bed all day long. Very comfortable. You don't move. It's cozy. Turn on the AC. Go under the duvet. It's cozy. It's comfy. Soft. But comfort weakens the brain. Guess what strengthens your brain? Guess what trains your brain? Challenge. Challenge. When you get to push your brain. You get a brain food menu, you sit with it, and you tell yourself, my brain, this is what we're eating for the next 31 days. You get a brain drink menu, you sit with it, you say, we're going to have this brain drink for the next 31 days. We're going to do this brain habits for the next 31 days. We're going to take these brain affirmations for the next 31 days. We're going to read these brain scriptures for the next 31 days. We're going to journal using this journal parts for the next 31 days. Comfort weakens the brain. Challenge is how you strengthen your brain. If you want a smart brain bundle, put in the comment section smart and you get access to it right away. You need to get a smart brain bundle. You need it. Shift number 5. Let's go. Shift from occasional learning to daily brain rituals. That's why I said stop studying. You're studying every day, you're reading every day. What brain rituals have you unlocked daily? Because the truth is, what most professionals actually desire is a transformation. Transformation of how their brain works, transformation of brains. They just want to wake up and see that their brain is now working at a particular speed that they would love. Transformation is good, but the truth is that transformation never happens accidentally. Write it down. Transformation, including mental transformation. You want to be that person that will talk about, Jesus, this person, hey, this head is working. It never happens accidentally. Elite professionals do not leave their brain sharpness to chance. You can't just say it's about studying. You train it. You train it. You don't leave it to chance. You train it. You train it by building rituals. And if you're wondering what rituals will be, inside your 7-in-1 smart brain body, you are going to see daily activities to do for your brain, daily habits. There are 7 daily habits that tells your brain that, hey, this is a high performance environment. This is a high performance condition. For instance, if you're going to have habits like morning thinking windows, do you have morning walks where you go think? No phones, no distractions, just go have a walk. So you have morning thinking windows, hydration habits, where you have set a system where you drink water without feeling hydrated. I told you hydration is late signal. The brain is already running on reserve for you to be feeling hydrated, dry throated. Certain habits like brain supportive nutrition, these are the rituals. So you need to stop, shift away from occasional learning, go to daily brain rituals. You start taking brain supportive nutrition. You start going through reflection moments. That's why the journal is there. So you can reflect. Because when rituals are absent, decline becomes automatic. Write it down. When rituals are absent, decline becomes automatic. When rituals are absent, decline becomes automatic. When rituals are absent, decline, when I mean decline, I'm talking about mental decline, becomes automatic. Rituals must be present so that your brain functions, so that the mental speed and stamina of your brain can be automated. I want to ask you a question. I've given you the 5 shifts on how you can move from studying to training your mind. The question I have for you is, are you studying or are you training your brain? Because the gap between these two is the gap between average professionals and elite professionals. Hmm, hmm. Let's go. This is exactly why we built for you the 7-in-1 Smart Brain Bundle. It's a structure. It's a structure. It's a training ground for your brain. It's a structure to condition your brain daily. Inside the 7-in-1 Smart Brain Bundle, you can find for yourself tools that have been designed to move you from random learning into intentional brain performance in there. These tools have been built in such a way that it can be engineered through daily habits. So it's not something you just do. No, that's why we've made it last for at least 31 days. So you can just build up from there. Dear physical person, you don't need more information. You've been reading, you've been attending classes, conferences here and there. You need a smarter brain system. In the years to come, the professionals who rise the fastest will not be the ones who are AI savvy alone. No. It will not necessarily be the ones who know the most. It will be the ones whose brains can think clearly. It will be the criteria for you to put on any board will no longer be your certification for how clearly you think, how quickly you process information, how deeply you can focus, how intelligently you can decide, how powerfully you can communicate. So today, I want you to make a decision. Stop studying merely for knowledge. Take a decision to start training your brain for performance. Because when your brain becomes sharper, everything about your life becomes smarter. Your decisions, your confidence, your execution, your voice, your leadership, everything will become smarter. Your future will not be determined by how hard you work. Some of us think it's that by studying so hard. No, it will be determined by how your brain works. To be determined by how your brain works. I hope that you take these 5 shifts and you make them immediately. Start shifting today. Start shifting today. Start shifting today. Shift, shift, shift right now. Start shifting today. For the 5 shifts I've given you, start shifting right now. Shift from consumption of books to activation. Shift from knowing to thinking. Shift from speed reading to speed thinking. Shift from mental activity to mental stamina. Shift from occasional learning to daily brain habits. With these 5 shifts, you realize that you've been able to stop studying and you are now in a place where you've been able to start training your mind. Because that is the number one productivity tool that I can find in the world. Thank you so much for joining me today. Get the Smart Brain Bundle. Just put in the comment section brain and you get access to the Smart Brain Bundle. The team already has the information on the screen. You can use it to pay into any of our account details or use a link to our seller store. Get the Smart Brain Bundle right away, and you will be glad that you did. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank me later, by the way, when you get it from the review. Wow, that's what you see there. As of today, it's still available at the pre-order price. The pre-order price is 12,500 naira. However, once it is released, the original price is 22,500 naira. It's a giveaway, right? A whole 7 brain optimization systems. Oh, we're kind like that. We're kind like that. So when you're getting it, you're welcome. You're welcome. When you're getting it at the 12,500 naira for the 7 and pre-order rate, it means that you didn't get one for up to 2,000 naira. That's more than a giveaway. Anyway, get it and thank me later. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. West African time, sharing with you about everything that has to do with your brain. This month of February is for fitness of the brain. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. West African time. Share this out with someone that should hear about the 5 shifts they need to make to be able to move from just studying to training their brain. Thank you for joining me today. I said thank you. I can't believe it. Okay, this is the last one. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. West African time. This is the smartphone.